How's it going, everybody? My name is Lucky Buns, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to know for Goomy Community Day. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, Goomy Com Day is going to be taking place on June 9th, which is going to be a Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. local time. Now the bonuses are going to be as follows. We're going to get 3-hour lure modules and incense like normal. We're also going to get the special bonus of 3 times catch Stardust, which is always my favorite bonus. Now we're also going to be getting 2 times catch candy, as well as a 2 times chance to receive extra large candy from catching Pokemon if you're level 31 or higher. And we're also going to be getting 2 times catch experience, which is an overlap from the Slumbering Sands event. Now on top of that, we're also going to be able to do 3 special trades, 2 from the seasonal bonus, and then 1 additional special trade. Also, every single trade is going to cost 50% less Stardust, which is really nice. We're also going to be getting 5 free Goomy from snapshots, and there's going to be a free timed research, which is going to award a rainy lure module. This is required in order to actually evolve your Goomy all the way up to Goodra. And then finally, we're going to have the boosted shiny rate of 1 out of 25 on all Goomy. Now from 5 to 10 p.m, we're also going to have 4-star in-person raid battles, which is going to feature the second stage form, Sliggoo. I think that's how you say it. Now after you guys beat the raid, Goomy is going to spawn in the surrounding area for the next 30 minutes, and the shiny rate is also going to be boosted at 1 out of 25. So if you guys weren't able to play during the 2 to 5 p.m. window, this would be your next best option. We're also going to have Pokestop showcases available during this event, so I highly recommend holding on to all of your double extra large Goomy so you can place them in showcases. You can place them up to 3 showcases max, and if you're actually able to get first or second place in all those showcases, I've actually gotten 3 star pieces just from doing that, so it's really, really nice. Now we're also going to have field research available as well, so you guys can get more encounters with Goomy by doing the event-themed field research quests throughout the day. This is a great way to get a hundo or potentially even a shundo because the floor IVs are going to be 10, 10, 10. Now the hundo CP to look out for from field research is going to be 418 for Goomy. Now we're also going to have the special research ticket available in the shop for $1, and you can usually get enough premium items back to actually make that $1 worth it, and you can also gift these to your friends if you actually want them to play with you during the event. It's pretty cheap all things considered, and it can definitely make a casual player's experience a lot better. That being said though, I'm not sponsored or anything like that. This is just from my own experience when I go out to play. If you don't get the ticket, you aren't really missing out on too much either. Moving on, let's go over the special event boxes that are going to be available. So there's going to be 2 boxes in total. There's going to be one that's 480 Pokecoins. You're going to get 30 Great Balls, 1 Incense, 1 Lure Module, and 3 Super Incubators. And then we're going to have another box which is going to cost 1350 Pokecoins. You're going to get 50 Ultra Balls, 5 Super Incubators, 5 Lucky Eggs, and an Elite Charge TM. Now for those of you guys who are considering getting that 1350 event box for the Elite Charge TM, I would highly recommend going through the web store instead, because there's actually an Ultra Com Day box that is going to award you an Elite Charge TM plus a special research ticket only for $5. So it's a lot cheaper in my opinion. Now you can also get free Elite TMs from GBL every season, so if you guys don't want to actually spend any money, this would be your next best option. But I know that some players can't really be bothered with GBL. That being said though, I did just put together 3 in-depth videos going over the best Pokemon to use your Elite TMs on, so if you guys want to check those videos out, they're going to be linked down below. Now with all of that out of the way, we can finally start going over Goodra and its meta relevance in both raids as well as PvP. So first of all, let's go over the exclusive moveset that Goodra is going to be getting during this Com Day, which is going to be Thunder Punch. You guys will have from 2 to 10 p.m. to evolve to get your Goodra with this moveset. Now how good is Thunder Punch? So many players were upset that Goodra got this as its legacy moveset, but I just want to say right now, it's a lot better than you guys think. We're going to go over this more in detail during the PvP analysis of this video, but in terms of raids, Thunder Punch really won't do anything for Goodra since it is a pure Dragon-type Pokemon and it's not going to benefit from Stab. So with that being said, we know that Thunder Punch isn't going to be good on Goodra for this Com Day, but is Goodra actually still a good Dragon-type Pokemon in the raid/gym meta? Well, I wish I could say that it's going to be good, but it's at best a budget Dragon-type attacker to use until you get access to some better Dragon-type Pokemon later on in your Pokemon Go journey. Compared to all of the other pseudo-legendary Dragon-type Pokemon, this is arguably one of the worst for the raid/gym meta. The ideal moveset you want to go with if you do decide to build it is going to be Dragon Breath plus Draco Meteor, and I really wish Niantic actually decided to give it Outrage because that would have helped it a little bit in the meta. Like, it wouldn't have been meta breaking, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Goodra deserved at least that much. Now even though it does kind of seem like doom and gloom for Goodra right now, there is actually some upside to building one to level 50 if you end up getting the hundo, because it does actually have some really good play in the Open Master League. It's currently ranked number 28 right now, which is pretty damn good for that league. So you can totally get dual functionality out of it if you do build one to level 50, but at the same time, Goodra is still pretty bad compared to most other Dragon-type attackers. Let me give you guys an example here. So let's use Dragonite because it's actually been featured more recently in Pokemon Go during certain events. So Dragonite at level 35 has the same power potential as a level 50 Goodra. Now if we actually consider how many other Dragon types are better than Dragonite, that really just shows how bad Goodra is in the meta. So basically if you're just coming back to the game and you don't have any Dragon type attackers in your lineup, I would catch and evolve some high level Goomy. Like, don't spend any Stardust on them, just catch and evolve some high level Goomy, don't worry about the IVs, and then those are going to be your temporary placeholders until you get better Dragon types later. Otherwise, for most of you guys watching this, Goodra is not going to be worth powering up for raids. The only one I would build for the raid/gym meta is the hundo if you get it for the Master League. So obviously Goodra isn't the best Pokemon for raid battles, and even if it got the right moveset, I don't think that would have really changed much for it. That being said though, Goodra when it comes down to PvP is so much better. Like Goodra is actually a really good PvP Pokemon in every single league format. So Great League, Ultra League, and Master League, it all has relevance. And not only that, but it actually ranks within the top 50 for every single one of these leagues, which is really good. So if you want to add a solid Pokemon to your roster for every single league format, this is going to be it. Regardless of Thunder Punch being viable, Goomy is totally worth hunting down for good IVs. Now for those of you guys who are a little bit unfamiliar with Great League and Ultra League IVs, you typically want low attack and high defense and high HP. The reason for this is because you want to maximize stat product based on Pokemon level. Now I'm not going to go into this too much, but I will have a search string in the description down below that I do recommend using to quickly find good IVs for PvP. Moving on though, let's take a look at Goodra with Thunder Punch. Is it better or worse than its current move pool? So the recommended moveset currently for PvP is going to be Dragon Breath plus Aqua Tail and Power Whip for the Great League and the Ultra League, and then for the Master League it's going to be Dragon Breath plus Aqua Tail and Draco Meteor. Now Thunder Punch is objectively going to be worse for Goodra in the Master League, but it's definitely an upgrade in the Great League and Ultra League formats. If we actually take a look at the Great League, for example, and we look at the key losses, for Goodra, 3 of its major losses are going to be from Poliwrath, Skarmory, and Azumarill. So with Thunder Punch added, this is going to dramatically improve those matchups, in addition to other key Pokemon like Dugong, which is known to be a Dragon Slayer. So overall, Thunder Punch is a very nice win for Goodra in the Great League and the Ultra League, given that it's already pretty meta relevant, and it's just going to get a little bit better now. So just like Victory Bell Comday, I feel like this is another underrated Comday in my opinion. Like sure, it's not super amazing like some of the other past pseudo-legendary Pokemon that we've gotten, but in my opinion, I do think it is pretty great. Like especially if you're just getting into PvP and you don't have that many good Pokemon on your roster, Goodra is an excellent Pokemon to add for every single league format. And on top of that, the shiny is also really cool, and we're going to be getting 3 times Catch Stardust as the bonus, along with 2 times Catch Experience and 2 times Catch Candy, which is great for pretty much all players. So even if you guys don't like PvP that much, I do strongly recommend going out and grinding out these bonuses because they are pretty good in my opinion. Now one final downside I do want to mention, because I know it's going to be talked about, is Niantic's decision to not make this a double Comday with this Hisuian form. So I think it was a for sure missed opportunity, and the same can be said for the upcoming Cyndaquil Comday. But it is what it is, guys. At the end of the day, you know, it's a missed opportunity, but it would have been really nice if we actually had both forms available during this Comday. With that being said, overall, I do think this is going to be a fantastic event, so I hope you guys go out and play this one. That is pretty much going to cover everything you guys need to know for Goomy Comday, but as always, I like to go through some additional tips and tricks for any newer returning players watching this, and even for some veteran players, you guys might find some of these tips helpful. So let's go ahead and run through those right now, starting off with the Fast Catch trick. Most of you probably already know how to use this, but for any newer players, I do highly recommend learning this to increase your catching speed. If you ever wonder how some players catch so many Pokemon during these events, this is how they're doing it. The next tip is going to be to create a search tag for all the Goomy you plan on evolving during this event, and once again, you have to evolve Goomy or at least a second stage form with a Rainy Lure module around you. So basically the best way to do this is to hold onto your Rainy Lure module that you got for free from the timed research, use it at the very end of the event, and then just evolve all of your Goomy into Goodra, and then you're pretty much good to go. But once again, Goodra is going to be relevant in all league formats, so Great League, Ultra League, and Master League, so if you want to quickly check for good IVs and hundos, type in 3-star and 4-star. 4-star is specifically going to pull up your hundos. Now for PvP IVs, I'm going to have the search string in the description down below once again, so make sure to go there if you guys want that. Next up, let's go over the Mega Evolution that you guys want to have active during this event. So Goomy is going to be a pure Dragon type Pokemon, so you can pretty much just go with any Dragon type Mega. There's a lot. So you have Ampharos, Sceptile, Altaria, Salamence, Charizard, Charizard X specifically, Latios, Latias, Garchomp, and then Rayquaza. Whichever one of these you guys have at Mega Level 3, prioritize that one over the others for increased candy and extra large candy. Next up, let's go over storage space. So generally, I recommend having a minimum of 100 open spots and ideally 250 plus. If you guys are still having trouble getting at least 100 open spots, then check out my full storage management guide. It's going to be linked down below. Now following that, let's go over bag space. So generally, I recommend a minimum of 200 red, great, and ultra balls combined, and ideally 500 plus. And if you guys don't have that much time to play during this Comday, I do recommend having at least 25 to 50 Pinot Berries just to really speed up your candy grinding. Although, in this specific scenario, if you want to build one for Master League, you're going to have to grind a lot harder than that. But if it's just for Great League and Ultra League, you can definitely get away with this. Now, for those of you guys who struggle to get enough Pokeballs before events like this, I highly recommend opening as many gifts as you can leading up to the event, so you can open up to 30 every single day. And if you guys don't have enough friends, I highly recommend going to the Pokemon Go Friends subreddit page and just adding a bunch of people there. Opening gifts is arguably one of the best ways to stock up on Pokeballs before an event like this, so again, highly recommend it. Now, in terms of where you guys want to hunt, Pokestop dense areas and or cluster spawns are going to be the best spots, so typically places like parking lots, grocery stores, superstores like Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, etc. And then also on top of that, college campuses are also a pretty good area to play. Now with the 3 times Catch Stardust bonus, this is arguably one of the best times to use a start piece in the game, but only if you're going to be around a lot of spawns. So you ideally want to be using the Fast Catch trick to catch as many Pokemon as possible. And then if you guys also have any field research Pokemon stacked, you can catch these during the downtimes when you have no spawns. But if you guys are moving at a decent pace, your incense should be getting new spawns about every 30 seconds. seconds, and if you're not going fast enough, this is probably why that's not happening. Now if you guys are stationary, you're only going to be getting incense spawns every 5 minutes, so again, make sure to move around during this calm day. And on top of that, if you guys have any special research or GBL Stardust rewards, this would be a great time to redeem those as well. So overall, you guys definitely have a lot of ways to maximize that start piece, especially during those downtimes when you're not going to be catching Pokemon, but most of the time you should be catching Pokemon. Now what about using a Lucky Egg? Because we're also going to be having that 2x catch experience from the Slumbering Sands event, so I would actually aim for Great and Excellent Throw since your main focus should be the Stardust gains during this event, but at the same time, it's not a bad way to actually take advantage of the XP gains as well. When you consider how hard some people grind for the Stardust during events like this, combined with the 2x catch experience from the Slumbering Sands event, it's actually going to be a pretty good time to use a Lucky Egg on top of a start piece. Most of the tips I mentioned for Stardust grinding are going to go hand in hand here, so again, like I highly recommend just going for really quick great throws because you don't want to spend too much time on a Pokemon trying to land those excellence because your main focus should be those Stardust gains. And if you guys have any friendship experience or special research experience you guys want to, you know, just redeem at the same time, that's probably going to be a good idea as well. Now for those of you guys who have Spatial Rend and Roar of Time, is it actually worth using? So for Roar of Time, I'm going to say no, but for Spatial Rend, I'm definitely going to say yes, especially for this event. More spawns basically means more Stardust, but you are spending 5,000 Stardust and 5 candy every 10 minutes to keep it active, which is kind of like taking 1 step backwards but 2 steps forward. I feel like you're easily going to get that 5,000 Stardust back if you are grinding, and the extra spawns do make a difference. So basically this just comes down to how hard you guys plan on grinding, especially if you're going to be in a Pokestop dense area with a whole bunch of spawns. I mean, it definitely is worth it, but if you're not really around that much, then Spatial Rend probably isn't going to be worth it. Next up, let's go over the Pokemon Ranger medal. So this is going to be the Research medal. So the tasks that you get during calm days are fairly easy, but it's also really easy to forget about them. So make sure to go through and clear your research quests before starting the event so you guys can get event-themed field research, and then check them about every 5 to 10 minutes as you're going out and grinding, especially if you're around a lot of Pokestops. You can also run away from the Pokemon encounters and stack these up to 100 Pokemon, but again, because of the bonuses during this event, I would recommend catching them during the downtimes when you don't have any Pokemon around you. Now finally, let's go over the Picnicker medal. So basically you just want to drop lure modules at your most popular grind spot right when the event starts. You could drop your rainy lure module if you want to, and that's going to be a great way to just go through and evolve your Goomy throughout the day as you get them, but essentially you get 1 point every single time somebody catches a Pokemon off your lure module for this medal, and in the right location, you can make some amazing progress, especially since your lure module is going to be lasting 3 hours long during this event. Anyways, with that being said, that's basically everything that I have for you guys in this video. If you still want to check out some more content, I'm going to recommend these 2 videos right here, but before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all real soon in the next one.